Okay, all right. So Lightning Dock is about Wagtail. Those of you who have never heard it before, Wagtail is a CMS, content management system. And it's based on and uses Django. There's a few other CMSs out there for Django, but this one seems to be the one that's in the most active development, trying new things, and I don't know, it's worth at least knowing about. So one thing which during my course as developer I kind of dislike is the fact that I define some structured data in a database wherever, and then I, in the application, render that somehow, manipulations, whatever. But I dislike having to faff around with trying to make a nice UX for selectors, whether a JSON should look like this, what you see is look like this. It's all like boilerplate for the most part. I want this to be done by someone else or automatically, especially if it is not in the control of users who you're not trusting. Different users, trusted users versus untrusted users. So Django admin is quite good for this, but it has some problems. The fact that it looks really quite bad, and even the people of Django, or some threads I was reading about, like trying to have many relationships in another table there, and the comments were straight up saying, no, your editor's users really shouldn't be using Django admin for this purpose. Like, why are you having an admin interface if you're not encouraging people to make the most out of it, which is a bit weird. And also for Django, if you're just needing to make a page with content, typically you use flat pages, but they get complicated pretty quickly. And for editors, it can be quite tricky. So that's kind of what Wagtail is trying to solve. Right out of the box, they have a separate user interface, which is not Django admin. There's also Django admin. And it's quite pretty. The latest version even has a nice live preview, which is very impressive, to be honest. And you can even set it up to be an API. So if you have a React application and you just, as I said, you don't want to have to build another admin interface, then you can just use it to fetch data, and it also uses Treebeard, which is kind of plus and minus the fact that all the pages are in this tree structure. Sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't want that, you need to work around it sometimes, but it's there. And also it works with the Django site system, so if you make a blog, your friend also wants a blog, pretty simple to just create a new instance or create a new page or blog page, register the domain, blunk, you can host them their own blog there and give them all the user rights to only edit their own blog. Easy, greater value. Here is an example I just took from the docs and added some illegal doc strings there, because Slides really likes Unicode quotes, which is like, fuck that. And basically the point here you see is that in the content panels, these are very similar to what is in Django admin for you saying what fields you want. And you see it's a little bit verbose for API fields. I sort of did it in a more sneaky, clever way. And the more interesting part here is this stream field in the middle, which is not the best example, but you're able to define structures. And for example, the first two are quite self-explanatory. The third one is a image chooser block, which is basically a foreign relation with some extra classes. And then also you're able to define stream fields inside stream fields, lists inside stream fields. So you can really go as nuts as you want with allowing the admin to create this data. And it's a collapsible accordion, quite a complex form right out of the box with only defining in one place. And really what I dislike about it, since I've started using it, I think, first time maybe even 3 years ago, and there were some problems, and it's definitely improved a lot. It was like version 1 then, now it's version 4. Most annoying thing is the fact that it is quite old. It's just using the model template view style, but it is headless, or you can use it as headless, and there's a lot of documentation for it, but there's gaps here and there. There's issues with it all the place. And this one there that I think I've mentioned here is the fact that a lot of the plugins that provide some nice features are just kind of dead in the water, where you're pinging the people who are in control of the PyP repository, and they're just not responding or responding very sporadically, and it's like, very frustrating. And also this migration issue, because it's as the previous talker talked about with the schemas, if you don't have a schema, you don't need to worry about schema, but also you kind of do, because if things don't match up, things can break. And with this body field there, if I were to change paragraph to main text and then run the migration, it would just push. So yeah, if you're interested, read more at Wagtail.
Słuchajcie, to nie będzie żaden techniczny call, tylko bardziej call, w sumie talk, tylko bardziej zwiększenie świadomości, bo wszyscy chyba pracujemy przy biurkach, tak? Raczej tak sądzę. Skąd pomysł? No talk się wziął w sumie godzinę temu wymyśliłem, więc w sumie to nie jest jakiś super, będzie full spontan. Lubię dbać o zdrowie, lubię dzielić się doświadczeniem, jestem programistą i lubię poznawać opinie innych, no jakie mają też swoje doświadczenia, jakie bolączki i inne sprawy. Co otworzyło mi oczy do tego toku, to to, że czas zapier coś tam. 20 lat przy biurku, bo to można połączyć z edukacją, tak? W szkole też siedzimy przy biurku, na studiach siedzimy przy biurku, w pracy siedzimy przy biurku. To wszystko ma swój efekt. Człowiek nie został stworzony do pracy siedzącej. Wiąże to się na przykład z bólami pleców, pogorszeniem kondycji i pogorszeniem postawy. Najbardziej narażone mięśnie, tak? Czyli właśnie mięsień lędźwiowo-biodrowy, to jest mięsień z przodu. Pokażę tutaj. Czworoboczny to jest właśnie kark, kaptury, prostowniki grzbietu, dwugłowe uda, mięśnie pośladkowe. To wszystko jest albo spięte, albo zbyt rozciągnięte, bo przy biurku siedzimy, to tak, to na przykład dwugłowe się nam rozciągają, a mięśnie lędźwiowo-biodrowe się kurczą. Co można z tym robić? Można robić oczywiście ćwiczenia, nie wiem czy każdy jest z tym zaznajomiony. Jest takie coś jak rozciąganie kanapowe, właśnie tak jak tutaj na zdjęciu widzimy. Można się ustawić przy ścianie i rozciągnąć, trzeba spiąć pośladek i brzuch i po prostu wytrzymać 2 minuty. Nie mówię, że to jest łatwe, bo serio boli. Łatwiejsza wersja to nie jest przy ścianie, tylko po prostu kolano stawiamy na ziemi, tą nogę, co jest na ścianie, też stawiamy na ziemi i robimy to samo, czyli spinamy pośladek i brzuch. I po prostu rozciągamy właśnie ten mięsień lędźwiowo-biodrowy. Co można jeszcze zrobić? Można kupić rollery, bardzo polecam, sam posiadam właśnie też te, co widzimy na rysunku. Przydają się do rozciągania prostowników, pośladków, dwugłowych, czworogłowych. Lędźwiowo-biodrowy to dość słabo się rozciąga tym. Tak, to. Co też można zrobić, to ja na przykład rok temu zakupiłem biurko regulowane. Też to bardzo pomaga przy prawidłowej postawie, przy prawidłowym staniu, że tak powiem, tak, nie garbimy się. Też jest kilka badań na ten temat, że można zwiększać w sumie fokus, oddychanie. Właśnie u mnie na przykład to się przełożyło na przysiad na siłowni i zwiększyło mi się to o 10%, więc jeżeli ktoś nie może chodzić zbyt dużo, to też same stanie też pomaga. Ostatecznym rozwiązaniem to jest pójście do fizjoterapeuty. Wizyty wahają się od 100 pewnie do 200 zł nawet, zależy jaki mamy problem. Właśnie w ogóle na początku nie spytałem, czy ktoś ma problemy z plecami. Okej, dobrze, jest. U mnie te wizyty też pomagają, bo akurat ja uprawiam dość dużo sportów, więc to jakieś kontuzje, nie kontuzje, to też się po prostu świat fizjoterapeuty jest coraz więcej osób na ten temat, że tak powiem, się otwiera. O tak, bo niektórzy dalej uważają, że to jest czarna magia. Polecam też tego autora, Kelly Starrett. Te 2 książki, posiadam jedną i drugą, są tam właśnie ćwiczenia mobilizacyjne, rozciągające, pomagają jest to w sumie autor, który jest fizjoterapeutą, doktorem, prowadził też dużo olimpijczyków w Stanach i nie tylko. No i ogólnie te ćwiczenia pomagają nie tylko na siłowni, ale też po prostu w codziennym życiu, żeby wrócić, że tak powiem, do prawidłowego zdrowia i lepszego samopoczucia. I to tyle.
Cool. All right, so disclaimer, I did not prepare this at all. So let's see how it goes, huh? So But it's just a very small, like little application, but I thought it was, I mean, I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool, so that's what I wanted to share. Basically, this is like a KISS, like a keep it super simple, dynamic GitHub profile thing, okay? With Python, of course, and there's CogApp, and well, in this case, I'm using requests, but anyways. But are you guys familiar with the profiles in GitHub? Yeah? Okay, well, for those that still hadn't on this, but this is the reason why I did this is because this is my company. I'm not trying to promote them, but my boss asked me like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have some dynamic information there? I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, like, yeah, I'm not busy at all, just fine. Yeah. But anyways, so the idea here is we have some stuff, right? So we have like, we organize some events, we have a blog, and we also have some open positions. We should have it somewhere. I don't? Yeah, okay. So I think it's just my anxiety that is like, I can't see anything. Yeah, so the idea is like, this is all updated every night, right? So he was like, wouldn't it be cool if we make a new post there? We have a tool for this, Recruitee, right? Like, we can just fetch that. I was like, okay, yeah, that would be cool. Let's give it a try. So this is what I came up with. And this is like, again, keeping it super simple, right? So this is the project. I can show you very quick, or maybe I can show you here. By the way, is this the size? Is it good? Can you guys see? Yeah. Okay. So this is just like, so it's a Python project in the end, right? You still need a package here. There are some things. Ooh, this is just the caching, but there are some Python scripts. That's how we fetch the information. And then there's for the profile, you actually need 2 minutes. You need a README in this profile directory. Okay. So, do you guys know Cog? Have you ever guys heard of CogApp? No? It's from a guy named, I think, Ned Baxter or something. I'm not sure. Have anyone heard of him? Yeah. I think he's quite famous. But the idea is, you can inject some Markdown, or actually like any string really, any Python string, dynamically. So all you need to do is add a comment here, right? In this case, it's Markdown, so this is how the comment looks like. And then you have some Python code here, right? And whatever string comes out of this here, this cog out, that's what comes inside. Cool? So, how do we do this, right? So, very quickly, let's say we change this. Let's say, instead of join our team, let's say, PyCon Poland rules. And maybe a bomb emoji, because I love emojis. Some people say too much, but I say not enough. Anyways. So, now I'm on my poetry environment, I think. Okay. And then I can just, so Cog is a CLI tool as well. Things like this. Maybe like this. Okay. Again, like I said, no rehearsal. But then basically, all you have to do is say Cog, I think I need to pass a dash R, or actually maybe I don't. Huh? Man, you guys are on me, yeah? Profile, and then I pass the README here, and then, if everything goes well, say it's changed. So let's see what changed here. I mean, I can actually just do git diff profile, and then you see indeed, you see it changed. Cool, right? So basically here, all I'm doing, so just to give a bit of more information, right? I'm using requests here, and all I'm doing is saying, give me a JSON of all the positions that I have open, and then put that in a string like this, and then run CogApp, and then you update it, right? So if I look here as well, you should see PyCon Poland rules, right? Which maybe I should make a pull request, right? I think this is more, no? Okay, maybe I won't. Anyways, so the last part is now we need to schedule this to run, right? And that's how we do this with GitHub Actions, right? So now GitHub Actions, you can actually set a schedule. So this is just saying run every day at midnight, right? And then same thing, I mean, you still have to set up the environment, everything. You still need this, blah, blah, because I'm going to make a commit later on. And then I just run Cog, like I did on the CLI. Super simple. Right? So now every day, at midnight, I'm going to fetch the open positions. I'm going to fetch whatever blog post we have. I'm going to fetch all this stuff, and I'm going to update it, and then I make a commit. And that's pretty much it. So one more thing, too, that I think I have 10 seconds, so I think I got time. Another thing you could do, like there's a package called Altair that you can create SVG images. So you could dynamically create images and put it in your README as well. Right? So you can have images that are updated dynamically. Thank you.
can see my screen.
Okay,
That's it.
time's up. Next.
Yeah, that was fun. Okay, have you guys heard about Rust? Fantastic. There is this weird phenomenon at many conferences that I've been to that there was always one guy talking about Rust for Python programmers. I'm not this guy, I don't know Rust, but people write pretty cool stuff in Rust. And one like category of things that people do is replacement for CLI commands written in Rust, which are not only faster, but also have some really nice features like colors. So there is this website called Rewritten in Rust. That I don't know who wrote it, but it's a really nice collection of some like common CLI tools that has been rewritten in Rust. So for example, there is a replacement for cat called Bat that gives you nice colors out of the box. There is Exa, which is like a replacement for ls with like a bunch of colors and icons and so on. And again, they have colors out of the box, they have nice defaults, they are usually faster than the built-in tools. There is FD, which is faster version of find, and it's really faster. I was measuring and then FD was immediately picking up some files, find was still thinking. Prox I don't use, SD, well, there are better things to do. Dust for like seeing which files takes the most space. Starship is actually fantastic because it's like this very intelligent prompt. So if you go to a folder where you have a Python project, yeah, let's go here. You can see that it detected I'm in a project that has Python, so it's displaying the Python version, the active virtual environment, and the Git branch that I'm on. If I move outside, it just, all this disappears. So it's pretty nice. Rip grep again, like really nice replacement for grep with sane defaults, so it will ignore your git ignore files, it will ignore like node modules and things like that. Yeah, there is more stuff like that. Oh, TLDR. Actually, this is a replacement for TLDR, which is another nice CLI tool. Like, for example, if you want to, it's like a short version of man pages. So if you do TLDR, let's say LN, instead of going through all the man pages, you have like a really condensed version with some like common usage patterns for some commands. So it's really nice. How am I doing on time? Oh, still plenty. I'm just gonna keep scrolling. Oh, this I don't know. This I don't know. This I don't know. Oh, Zoxide is pretty cool. So it's yet another version of a tool that lets you like quickly jump around your file system. So you just press Z and let's say down, and I go to my downloads. I said press Z. Port, I go to my portfolio website. So it will learn the common patterns that you go in your computer, and then you can just do Z, type a few letters, and you will quickly jump to the most common places where you go. So it's pretty cool. Delta is really nice. It's like a diffing tool for Git. Actually, I'm using now Difftastic, which is even better than Delta, but do I have some changes here? Okay, that was useless. No, but if I had more changes, it would like display it much better than the built-in Git diff tool, like side-by-side diffs when it's important, or like here when you just add a line, you don't have it side-by-side. So Difftastic is a pretty nice tool for that. This I don't know. This I don't know. Okay, that was fast. So yeah, the website is called Rewritten in Rust, and I highly recommend to check out some other CLI tools written in Rust. They are really nice alternatives. Thank you.